Hey guys, this channel has largely been geared towards the gear I'm taking, which is steroids. I delved into other topics, but this is going to be a gear video. And I know a lot of people who follow my channel follow it for that reason. That's where they initially like found my videos from, because of the fact that I'm sharing my doing steroid experience. And I want to share one with you today, which I think is very interesting because it's about Nandrolone. First of all, Nandrolone is a very much a androgenic and as well anabolic steroid, very strong on the anabolic scale. Anabolic scale is compared to testosterone, and I have three different types of steroids right now. So I have the testosterone. You see, it's 250, so that's 250 milligrams per milliliter. I have Mastron, which is 100, so that's 100 milligrams per milliliter, and NPP, which is 150 milligrams per milliliter. Now, I switched sources to this source, and I didn't realize when I switched sources that the Nandrolone was going from 100 milligrams per milliliter to 150. I just bought Nandrolone because I must have saw that the Mastron was 100 milligrams per milliliter. And why is this important? Is because there's more drugs per milliliter of injection, like of the syringe. So I was injecting the Nandrolone like I was before, which was every other source was 100 milligrams per milliliter. So stupid, right? And I wonder why I'm getting I got fucking acne all over my shit, and I felt like shit for a while. But guess what? It's okay, because I toned that all that down. And what I've learned from this is that Nandrolone is amazing. The anabolic qualities, because of what I've been getting out of the gym, as far as strength gains go, is ridiculous. Okay, and that's part of the anabolic qualities. Now, when you do something like Nandrolone over time, you're going to have enhanced protein synthesis over time. On top of the testosterone has protein synthesis too, okay? But when you do it in the right ratio, where it is now called a stack, you're stacking different types of androgens together, anabolic steroids together, the anabolic qualities are going to be significant. So you're maximizing that whilst minimizing the androgenic qualities, which might be undesirable qualities. Okay, they are. And part of the fact that Nandrolone has anabolic qualities is the nitrogen retention. It helps maintain a positive nitrogen balance in muscles, a critical factor for anabolic activity. The way I understand that is that you have amino acids, which are the building blocks for proteins, okay? And nitrogen's a major component to that, okay? Where it's going to build muscle. Nitrogen's also a component where it can also, in the breakdown, create uric acid that's going to affect the kidneys as well. So sometimes this can have negative kidney issues, but not necessarily. Not if you do it properly, in the right amount. But this is going to be great, especially if you're looking to bulk. Nandrolone I think is a great bulking agent. That being said, like the way I ran it alongside Mastron, you can also cut water weight while still putting on bulk muscle, bulk strength. The reason why a lot of people love Nandrolone is, in general, like Deca. Now I'm doing the Nandrolone phenylpropionate, which is the shorter ester version. is that there's a degree of collagen synthesis and joint support. People feel that, especially old people, and especially old people with injuries, such as myself. I'm 40 years old. That's kind of in the old department, and with like 25 plus years of intense skateboarding under my belt, my joints are fucked. So the joint support, I think, has been a major good thing because I really haven't had much of an issue, especially my knees and ankles. I had hip issues, but the hip issue was not part of the joint, it was part of my glute. You're going to get a lot of muscle growth very quickly. That's for sure. And you might think, like, you might ask this question, which is, why wouldn't you just do testosterone? Why would you want to add something else onto testosterone that's going to increase muscle growth? And there's a few ways I can answer this question, but I'm just going to do it one way. Is you're minimizing the androgenic aspects by adding two things together, as opposed to just going balls deep, say, in testosterone. Then you're going to run into some issues. Okay? Now, you might run into issues stacking those two things together as well, but there's a balance. I'll talk about that maybe in the end. DECA has been known, which is the long ester of Nandrolone, has been known to increase water weight retention. I did notice that only when I was kind of pushing the limits with both testosterone and Nandrolone. Now, a good way to balance that, which I did do, is with Mastrong, which takes is a bit of, cuts down on the water retention in the body, makes you more cut. So these are the type of anabolic qualities, as well as increase in red cell production, as a lot of anabolic steroids do. But there's also the androgenic qualities, different androgenic activities. But it has less androgenic qualities than testosterone does. So again, why it is kind of good to stack with testosterone, because if you add up 200 tests with 200 Nandrolone, that's 400, right? Well, it's actually like less than 350 on the androgenic side if you do that, as opposed to 400 if you just did pure testosterone. Testosterone is 100 to 100 androgenic to anabolic, so no matter what milligrams you're doing, you're going to get that 100. Okay, so like if you're doing 200 milligrams test, your rating's 200. So you add that 200 with the anabolic rating of Nandrolone doing 200 milligrams per milliliter but you're doing 200 of that. It's gonna be a little bit less on the androgenic scale, if that makes sense. So that's why it's a good stacking agent. It's not even like you need much, especially if you're a TRT plus person. It's like literally 100 to 200 milligrams on your testosterone stack. It's all you need. You don't need to push it hard. Now, there also is another catch, which is androgenic compounds in general, specifically the NOR19s, which the other major NOR19 is Nandrolone. It can elevate aggression and competitive drive, but this is also a benefit to athletes to have a bit of a drive. Now, I only noticed this when I pushed, negatively, when I pushed over 200 a week. Less than 200, yeah, I get a bit more of a drive and things. That's natural, but it's not like it's interfering with my shit. If I went over 200, it's like, motherfucker, think you can pull ahead of me on the highway? Fuck off. I'm going to probably be a little bit more aggravated. So that's part of the aggression. What else should I support here? There is increase in libido. I noticed that. but I noticed it within a specific range, and then when I pushed it, because I did push it, then it kind of went down. So, you know, don't. It's not like more is better. It's like, if you just have a little bit in there in that test cycle, test a little bit of Nandrolone, 150, a little bit of Mastron, throw a Cialis in there, your libido is gonna be off the hook. I already mentioned the minimal estrogenic conversion because NPP, even though it does have some aromatization, it does convert to estrogen. It's a bit less than testosterone. So it's like, as opposed to just doing pure testosterone, that's what I was saying before. You can do a little bit of testosterone, say 200 and 200 of nandrolone, and the estrogenic effects is going to be lower. So this is generally why both bodybuilders and athletes use nandrolone to have lean muscle mass. Like, if you look at myself, like, it's not like I'm super jacked. Well, I am pretty jacked, but it's like, I feel, since doing nandrolone, I feel solid. I'm just like, ding, 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 ding. Like, my whole body's solid. And I'm like doing flies of weights I've never done before. I'm doing reverse flies of weights I've never done. Doing every exercise, curls, everything, weights that I've never done before for the amount of reps. Like, the strength is just like within a matter of 3 weeks. Add a little Anavar on that, 20 to 40 milligrams for a few weeks. But be careful of your heart. Monitor your heart rate. And but I think could be something that you can safely do for a long time. A stack that's, it's not like you're blasting. Like, sometimes you can blast with it, but then come down, and then like a very low level. Like I said, 150, 200 test, 100 to 150 Mastron, 100, 150 Nandrolone. You run that, and you'll still be making gains, huge gains, but it's not like you're going to jeopardize your body into doing so. So that's why I'm going to conclude this video. Does anybody have experience with NPP or Nandrolone? Again, I'm taking testosterone around 300, 400 a week at the moment, but I'm going to bring that down soon. Mastron, around the same 1-to-1 ratio. Sorry, this is the Mastron, and then Nandrolone around 200. That was my blast cycle, and it worked really well. Even though I got some, look at that, pretty bad, right, in this area? But it's expected because I was blasting, and I think I went a little bit too hard for a while. That's the reason. So I'm going to bring everything back down, and I think that'll clear up. I know, it was pretty bad. The acne, cystic acne, on the body. So, yeah, what are your thoughts on that, too? Leave in the comment section below. Peace.